Hi, this is Andy Scott with North Shore Apartments and Condos. I'm walking into 1423 Washington, number 2. And as we walk through the front door, if we look to our left, we see a really nice living room with windows facing south. You can see a ceiling fan. Right in front of us is just a massive closet. And then if we go to our right, and we can see that the current tenants are moving, we see a nice dining area and a really nicely updated kitchen. Further on is the bedroom and bath. So let's start by going into the living room. This room is probably about 13 by 10, 10 and a half, something like that. Beautiful hardwood floors. There's a radiator in the corner. The windows are newer. They're not brand new, but they're definitely newer. Last 6 years or so, 5 or 6 years. And let's go this way. If we look out, we're looking out onto Washington. Very quiet one-way street in the front of the building. From the windows, we look back and we see the size of the room again. I'll sort of take you down this way. And it's really a nice sized living room. It's not massive, but like I said, it's probably about 13 by 10 or so. And there's the radiator I was mentioning. Beautiful hardwood floors, ceiling fan, and the trim is just flawless. The walls are flawless. The trim, the ceiling, it's all very, very clean. So we'll walk down. We can see the front door ahead of us right there. And across from the front door is a big, big walk-in closet. So I'll open up the door, and we see that you've got a hanging bar, a shelf, and it's probably 6 feet across by about 6 or 7 feet. We'll just call it 6 feet, although it's further across than it is deep. So 6 or 7 by 6, something like that. Just enormous, practically a bedroom, and it does have its own lighting. So I'll just close the door. The light's there. We'll look down from where we were. If we look behind us, we have the living room. We're going past the front door into the dining area. This is a nice long room. It's got to be 11 feet, 12 feet long. Probably the same 9 or 10 feet wide, but you do have the doors cut into it. So it's not contiguous space. They had the blinds drawn. I just wanted to open one. So you could see you're looking at the windows, the building next door. The windows are down below. You're really not looking into those. But it lets in a lot of natural light. And then as you pan around, we see the back door and the sort of the beginnings of the kitchen, which is really nice. So I'm going to step out here just for a second and give you another look at the whole, I'm going to call it dining area, which is a nice sized room with a kitchen to the right. Now if I head towards the back door, I'll give you a quick look at the kitchen. We'll go over it in depth. But then I'll turn back to the dining area and give you another perspective to show you there's plenty of room for an 8-person table, or whatever else you want it to do. The kitchen has a breakfast bar, granite countertops, lots of counter space, full-size stainless steel fridge. That's for probably about 5'10". The back door will go down to laundry and storage. Great cabinet space. Nice little shelves on the end, which is sort of their trademark. The whole kitchen area has a tile backsplash, which is really nice. More cabinet space, a microwave, and a full-size stove with additional counter space underneath. Now, there's also a dishwasher, a stainless steel sink with a hose attachment, and more counter space here. Now, I like natural light much better, but I'm going to turn on the light here just because the cabinets are darker, and I want you to see how much cabinet, how much storage there really is. And again, we have granite countertops. Backsplash all the way around. Very easy to clean and keep clean. More granite on the other side by the stove. Underneath the countertop we have drawers and a couple of cabinets. There's a cabinet there, full set, and a full set here. And the bottom cabinets are nice because they're much deeper. So you can put like small appliances, Keurigs, pots, pans, or bowls, which is really nice. Again, you have that beautiful backsplash. The upper cabinets are sort of standard 2-foot cabinets with shelves, couple of shelves. The top is flat, so sometimes I see people store stuff up there. The shelves on top are about 11 or 12 inches deep. Beautiful stainless steel sink. Deep, it's a deep sink. Great water pressure in this building. And you see it's got a nice faucet with a hose thing, spray, attachment. Very nice, very sophisticated. Underneath the counter again, as we progress down, we have a full-size dishwasher with sort of a stainless exterior. And there is some cabinet space under the sink, which is nice and dry and can be used for storage. If we look out the window, we're facing north. We've got a really nice backyard, and if you look all the way out, you can see sort of a fence around the garbage and a garden in front. They take really good care of this building. The laundry is just down to our right. Okay, so there's the stainless steel sink. We look back and we see the microwave and more cabinets, and we get a little better look because the stove was so dark I don't think we could see it. Super clean. And on either side of the stove are drawers and cabinets, and again the lower cabinets are quite deep. And here's the other drawer, and underneath, like I said, you can put pots and pans, all kinds of stuff. More counter space to the right of the stove. You see the backsplash, couple of outlets. The stove is a 5-burner stove. It's not brand new, but it's in great condition. Obviously, we're working with an occupied apartment, so this will need to be cleaned, but we will do that. The microwave, also not brand new, but it certainly looks new. Inside is spotless, so that's really nice. Again, the cabinets up above, standard 2-foot cabinets with 3 shelves. Shelves are 11 or 12 inches deep. And then the fridge, again, it's probably about 5'9". Beautiful exterior. Top is freezer. Shelves to the right. Underneath, you have shelves, crisper drawer, cold cut drawer, butter dish, and more shelves to the right. So you have a really nicely remodeled and pretty sizable kitchen. There's a lot of cabinet space, lots of counter space, beautiful appliances, really. Nice dishwasher, nice stainless steel sink, nice, really nice faucet there. Terrific storage. And again, this would go down to the back, which we saw out the window to the laundry and storage. From the kitchen, we would turn around and see the dining area, ceiling fan. To the left, we see the living room. Those windows face south, these face west. And as we continue to walk into the apartment, we have a nicely updated bath. We have ceramic tiles on the floor, backsplash all the way around. A nice tank toilet, super clean, beautiful sink with some cabinet space underneath. We have 2 things that need to be shown. A, there's a fan which will help keep it dry, and that helps keeps it clean. Not many of the vintage buildings do that. We have a couple of can lights there and lighting above the mirror, which is really helpful. Let's see, we'll pull this back. Again, the windows are newer, so they can be opened, which makes it easier to dry. Those are facing south or west? West, I think. The shower head's probably about 6'3", So if you're really tall, it's a problem. Otherwise, you're in really good shape. And again, this will all be cleaned, but you can see it's in very good shape and pretty clean right now. So we go all the way to hot to check the water pressure, which I know is good. And there we go. And you can hear that it's good, and I think you can see it's good, and it drains beautifully, so that's nice. I'll even turn this on at the same time, which is good, it drains well. So very good water pressure. Shut that down. Oops, sorry about the camera work. Very good water pressure. Everything, the plumbing works beautifully, and we have storage under the sink that's nice and dry and can be used. Again, this is really nice. Oh, there is a medicine cabinet that has 3 shelves. The whole thing is just one big mirror, really. And the outside is also a mirror. So you've got 2 sets of lights, a fan cut into the ceiling, which is enormously important. Newer window, lots of light, beautiful backsplash all the way around. Nice sink, nice cabinet, and ceramic tiles, in addition to the very good water pressure. So we'll come out of the bath. Whoops, I never know if I'm doing this right. And then we'll walk into the bedroom, which is a nice sized bedroom. You can see there's kind of an alcove back there where they have the dresser and the nightstand. This is probably a full-size bed rather than a queen. But there's, if I walk into the bedroom, we can swing around and see there's more furniture on this side. The light is a ceiling fan fixture. Lots of outlets in here. Huge radiator, so it's going to be warm. I'm going to walk back this way and just give you sort of a pan of the whole thing. And you see the closets in front of us. So we have that huge walk-in closet. And then in the bedroom, we have a nice big closet as well. Whoops. So this is probably about 6 feet from end to end. Shelf on top, hanging bar. And it's probably not quite 2 feet. I'm not sure if I'm showing that to you very well. Not quite 2 feet deep. He's got a lot of shoes, or she's got a lot of shoes. But it's a nice big closet, and it has its own light. And if I turn around from the closet, we'll give you just a quick look at the dresser, the bed, and the nightstand. And then we'll be facing the living room, walking past the bathroom, which is a very nice bathroom. The dining area, super updated kitchen, which is beautiful. Looking into the living room, and then we have this huge closet right here. Oops. Huge closet, practically a bedroom. And if we turn around from the closet, that brings us right back to the front door. Thanks for watching.